Hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Indexer Office Hours. This is the town square for ecosystem participants to come together and to discuss the most important and relevant topics for the Indexer community. And this is Indexer Office Hours 130, and today is the 24th of October. I flipped the rotation there just to keep you guys on your toes. This is a conversation that is going to be recorded, so if you're concerned about privacy, please bear that in mind. And it's also a conversation. We love participation, so if you would like to get involved, please do unmute your mic, and if you're having any challenges there, let me know and I can try to get that sorted for you. And we also have the text box in the corner there, so feel free to chime in to the conversation over there. I have some alpha to leak, some surprising, cool new info, and that is we're bringing POAPs back. So the lovely Pilly, sorry, I should say, from GraphOps has been so kind to get all of that sorted. So we are bringing back POAPs. Yes, I know that the community loved the POAPs, and so it's an absolute honor and pleasure to be able to bring them back. And yeah, that's all thanks to Pilly. So thank you, Pilly, and yeah, excited to get the POAPs distributed to you guys. So as always, as we did last time, at the end of the conversation, at the 45-minute mark, or I guess towards the end, we'll say a secret word, and you can take that secret word and you can put it into the POAP app and claim your POAP. Cool. So let's get into today's agenda by going into opening remarks, and that is right here. So the GRT IQ episode I want to shout out is with Anthony. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And he's the CEO and co-founder of UNCK Network, which is a pioneer in DeFi services, offering various different solutions to DeFi projects around their tokens. And in this conversation, it's very interesting to go into Nick goes into his background, talks a bit about his early experiences as an entrepreneur, and how he got into the world of 3D printing, and then did a bit of work with behavior analytics for a CRM firm within the pharmaceutical industry, and then transitioned into Web3. And obviously, they talk a bit about how UNCX uses subgraphs and the graph. So if you're interested in learning a bit about this company and the founder behind it, go check out the episode which has been posted alongside the agenda. Thank you, Juan, as always, with that amazing link sharing. Wonderful. Next section is our regularly scheduled repo watch. So if you're ready, Anna, fire away.
Thank you, Abel. Hello, everyone. This week's repo watch is quite light, so I'll just go straight into it. On execution layer client, we have had a new release from Avalanche. This is version 1.10.13, and this is an optional but encouraged release. And then moving on straight to consensus layer clients, actually no releases there. The only other release we have this week is from the Graph Stack, so we have had a new Graph Node release. This is version 0.33.0. This is a release candidate 0. It has a lot of updates, so I'll just go through some of them, but not all of them, because it's very long. So we have, it has been added Arweave file data sources, which allow subgraph developers to access off-chain data from Arweaves from within the subgraph mappings. There have been major performance boosts for substreams-based subgraphs, and this is possible by moving substreams to processing to the block stream. And then there's been an update to data source context in manifest, which can now be defined in the subgraph manifest. Graph node version in index node API has been updated. So the index node API now features a new query version, query and version, which can be used to query the current graph node version and commit. A post field has been added to index node API, indicating the subgraph's pause status. The proof of indexing logs now include block numbers. We have configurable SSL for Postgres in Dockerfile. there has been an introspection schema update. So that has been updated to align with the October 2021 GraphQL specification update and a few others. In terms of fixes, there has been resolved an issue where a rewind would fail to properly remove dynamic data sources when using Graphman Rewind. A retry feature has also been added to the block pointer from number function to enhance the robustness of subgraph deployment. A bug related to cross-shard grafting has been updated. So this issue was occurring when a new shard was added after the primary shard has already been configured. So what that means is that the fix ensures foreign tables and schemas are correctly set up in new shards. And there's a few more. Please let us know if you've already tried this version. And in the meantime, this is all I had from RepoWatch, so super quick. But before I hand over to Juan, I'd like to hand over to Pili. She has some announcements around LOH and moving forward. So over to you, Pili.
Hello. Hey everyone. For those who don't know me yet, I joined GraphOps team a month ago. And as Anna said, just want to extend an invite to all of you to our upcoming Launchpad office hours tomorrow at 5 p.m. UTC. We will be doing with Anna and 𝗨𝗂𝗟 from GraphOps Infra team a live demo on how to set up your local machine for running indexing on Kubernetes using Launchpad on the stage channel here in the Graph Discord. So you are all invited, and we look forward to seeing all you tomorrow. That's all from my side. So Juan, if you are ready, let's go.
Sure thing. Cool. So for Protocol Watch, we don't have that much to cover, to be honest. But we do have a few things to comment. So first of all, forum governance, as always. Add support for OP mainnet. So Optimism mainnet. There was a small update regarding the process. One of the Optimism mainnet folks actually said that they are now in Discord, so they should be available for any questions for any indexers that they need some assistance or anything to run the Optimism mainnet stack. So yay, hopefully sometime they can even join IOH for some quick questions. Next up we have add support for Astar 𝗨𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗪. So basically it's just the introduction of the chain itself, but they do mention that it should be basically the same as running a Polygon 𝗨𝗂𝗂𝗪 chain, so as long node. So as long as you know a little bit about of those chains, you should be able to run it properly. Next up, for research, we don't have any updates since last IOH. For the contracts repository, we do have a few updates to some of the PRs that were open, mainly the Sepolia testnet PR. Again, pretty self-explanatory. We're trying to move Girly to Sepolia because it's gonna be the long-term testnet, it seems, given all of the Girly issues. Also, Arbitrum, I think it's also being deployed to Sepolia. That's why we can actually move it to Sepolia now instead of keeping it in Girly. Next up, we have remove deprecate delegation parameters cooldown. This has to do with the GIP for the cooldown blocks removal. This is the PR. There are some updates there regarding the changes that are required and some PR comments. And then remove asset holder allow list. This one is, I think it's related to the gateway wide list or allowed list. So yeah, there's a little bit of work going down there. For network subgraphs, we don't have any new releases since last IOH. We are still waiting on the file data sources refactor. We had a small issue which we are investigating with the file data sources latest deployment. Hopefully we can deploy it pretty soon, which will also enable us to release the final version, so to speak, to the network, because currently the network subgraphs that are deployed to the network are not compatible with IPFS data, and hence cannot be used by the Graph Explorer, because we kind of require the IPFS data to be able to showcase all of the images names and stuff. But hopefully with the file data sources refactor, we can actually start consuming data from the decentralized network, which will be awesome. That's all for Protocol Watch. So I'm going to hand it over to Abel now.
Wonderful. Thank you both for your sections there. So we have a few things that we're going to discuss today. So the first is an update on the upgrade indexer. Paco, if you want to, I know we had a quick chat in Slack about this, so if you want to just maybe share with the group a few of the things that have been updated since you last gave the previous update.
Sure, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. I'm just finding that link in a second, but some of you have seen Giannis posted in Discord that like to participate along the upgrade indexer. You just need to kind of apply to get access to the data. So we're really excited to get the community involved in this. So I encourage you to check out this post. I'm going to try to paste that in chat right now. That should have the link that you're looking for where you can just apply and then you can pre-index all these subgraphs. This is kind of one of the main requests we're getting from the community to kind of inform you all how to participate. And so I'm really excited that we'll to deliver, and I'd really encourage any and all feedback. I know it's still kind of early, but please do reach out to me and let me know what you think. I'd love share that internally with EdgeNode and make this as seamless and streamlined a process as possible for everyone. Yeah, that's about it for Upgrade Indexer. Answer any questions, but really I just encourage you to apply this and pre-index all the things.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the update there. And as Paco said, please do apply because I think it makes sense to be a part of that initiative there. Cool. We have another section that I just wanted to just mention. We're not going to cover it today, but we're going to be doing it in future IOHs, which is Chain Watch. So as Juan alluded to, we're getting a bunch of requests to support various different chains. And I've been hearing here and there that it's going to be useful for the folks who are making these proposals from all these different networks to be part of IOH and just kind of let people know what it means to spin up a node in their respective networks and just kind of help indexers get up to speed with their particular chain. So there's a list that I've been compiling, and I'm reaching out to a few people from those projects there so they can partake in IOH. So just keeping that on, just letting you guys know to put that on your radar. And then the next section that we're going to have is a new section. It was called Board Watch. We decided to switch the name to Project Watch, where we've kind of already been doing it, where we have various different teams who are building important tooling and infrastructure in the ecosystem to come along. These are core developers and kind of give a more in detail update on what they've been working on as it relates to the GitHub project boards they're maintaining. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Paco, who's going to take us into the Index Experience project board and kind of walk us through in detail what's been going on that side. And obviously, this is going to be a fantastic opportunity to ask questions. So Paco, if you're ready, fire away.
Thanks again, Abel. I'll be brief. It's mainly going to be Thiago kind of sharing all the cool stuff he's working on. But I shared a link to the board and we're mainly going to be focusing on the in progress section. I'll share my screen. Just give me 1 second. I apologize in advance for the width. But yeah, the main kind of work that I've been doing lately is this auto grafting, and I'm excited to Thiago share some of the work he's been doing, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. Auto grafting for the masses, yes.
Hey everyone. As Paco said, this week we're focusing on implementing the auto grafting for Indexer Agent, which means that whenever you're trying to allocate or start syncing a subgraph that has graphed bases, and that's in plural, the Indexer Agent will try to resolve all the graphed dependencies and automatically manage the syncing of those bases. So what we are aiming for here is to have the agent create off-chain indexing rules for all the subgraph bases and keep those rules around as long as it's needed for the bases to reach a certain block height. And once each individual base reaches the graphed block height, it will then move to the next base up to the target subgraph. So the idea is that we will expose a configuration parameter that allows users to define a maximum graft depth. So let's say you don't want to go over 10 grafts or 5 grafts. This will cause the agents to throw an error and not start indexing the subgraph or not allocate towards it, because you have configured your agent to not auto resolve more than a given number of graph bases. So yeah, that's basically it. I see some comments here. Will that be all the same schema, or will it copy to the new schema each base graph? I think it will. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work like that. I think it will definitely use copies, because it will defer entirely to graph nodes. So what the agent will do is basically assure that you have the required grafts in place. So yeah, it will be like the agent will be individually deploying each graft base and pausing that the graft base once it reaches the block height. So that's what's were initially planned for it. But yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to deal with copying or just deploying a new subgraph. But yeah, but we will try to have an MVP soon, so everyone can test it and so we can get more feedback from it.
Thank you, Tiago. But yeah, I just shared a form on Typeform feedback. Really encourage you all to share your thoughts on kind of our direction, what we're building. Let us know what you need and want. We really want this software amazing and pleasant to use. So let us know, and we'll definitely be looking. And yeah, thanks again, Abel.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love this team. They're very open and receptive to feedback and engaging with the community. And this is, something that I know a lot of you have been looking for, a bit more engagement from the core developers and the stuff that people are working on. So, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Paca, and thank you, Thiago, for sharing. And I look forward to following along and seeing all the updates as we go on. Wonderful. Cool. So, we have a bit of an open session today. We, there was something that I was going to schedule, but we decided to postpone. Yeah, another open session for today. The floor is yours. So as I always say, if there are any questions that people have, thoughts, topics, ideas that people want to discuss, maybe even suggestions for future workshops, ideas, things that people are keen to hear about, new initiatives, etc., etc. This is the opportunity. I see a few people typing, so maybe we will wait for those responses to come through.
So I unmuted myself because I almost forgot. We've been listening to you all are asking for sharding resources. It's in the works. TM. But yeah, you can maybe expect late November Index for Excellence kind of workshop, really trying to empower you all to use sharding more easily. So hopefully have more to share soon. But yeah. Thanks.
Good catch. Yes, that is something that we did discuss. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Pre-release alpha. Nice. GraphNode is also another board that we're going to be exploring in the project board section as well. So that's in the works, and that'll be coming up pretty soon. But yeah, thanks for sharing the alpha there. That's pretty cool. I see Derek is typing, so just wait for the response to come through. All right, so we've got a question from a statement from Derek. Let's see. Packer seems to have responded. Any thoughts on that, Thiago? Packer?
You mean the pruning question, right?
Yeah, I can see. So Thiago's Derek's asked. I was noticing the pruning.md, and it talks about perpetual prune, where you could let's see, where you could stake a certain. Oh, geez, the chat is moving. Where you could stake a certain amount of archive state desired in a specific schema. I guess he's just making an observation there.
Yeah,
And he
I
said,
don't know much. Yeah, I don't know much about pruning, but we can definitely dive into this and figure out how to make it work.
We'll get back to you, Derek. I need to read that document in question more thoroughly, and we'll connect after this, and then we can maybe share next week. Outcome was.
thanks for sharing, Chris. I'm also going to read that as well. It seems like he's saying that he couldn't get it to work as intended. But yeah, I think that Paca and Thiago are going to get back to you on that. Hopefully to help you out there.
Yeah, let's definitely open a thread in the Indexer channel so we can focus the discussion around it, so everyone can see the outcome as well.
Fantastic idea. I love that. Amazing. Yeah, love it when stuff is spoken about in the open because it's definitely useful for everyone. Any thoughts, questions, topics, ideas, things that people want to cover in today's conversation? Again, it's a great opportunity to ask your fellow peers any questions, discuss various topics. Okay, cool. Derek is typing. Awesome. I think 𝗨𝗂𝗄 is not here, but Harsh is from DAppLooker. But I think 𝗨𝗂𝗄 was asking about Cello. I think it was substream support. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I was wondering if oh yes, he was asking about that. Fantastic, yeah. And I figured Matthew seems to know a bit about substream, so not to put you on the spot, Matthew, but if you have any thoughts there about Cello and substream support, or anyone really, would love to cover that, and maybe Harsh could feed that back to 𝗨𝗂𝗄 when he gets in touch with him. Is that something you have insight into, Matthew? Or yeah, sorry to put you on the spot there.
don't have insight into that other than enabling more substreams on more EVM chains is a priority.
Gotcha. Okay, I will try and do some digging for Ape and get back to you on that. But yeah, it sounds like it's priority. It's just a case of yeah, yeah. I'll figure out some information there.
If you want to know the latest, read the GitHub issues for Firehose core in the substreams GitHub repo, or in the streaming fast GitHub. Hint, hint.
Gotcha. Will do. And thanks, Chris, for the additional information there as well. Oh, that's useful. That's a useful link. Cool. Thanks for sharing. All right, it seems we have a question here from Derek. Also, we have substring endpoints from SF for Polygon, Arbitrum, and BNB. Do we have any expectation on when the studio hosted service will support substreams powered subgraphs for these networks? Great question. Anyone have any particular insight on that there?
I think BNB already works. And Polygon, I was discussing it with Pranav like 2 hours ago. So hopefully soon.
Amazing.
TM, of course. But yeah, I think BNB should already work.
Fantastic. And then
tried it recently and I didn't, but.
And then do you have a rough idea of the status of Arbitrum?
I do not.
Okay, no worries. Thank you so much for the information there. We have and use uses for it. Okay. Yes, of course. Thank you for the clarification, Josh. That does make sense. I see. Derek is making the joke that we have uses for it. I get it. Indeed. If you write a letter to your local MP, that will probably go some way to bringing that about. Awesome. That's good to hear that that question was answered. Derek was gratifying to have questions answered in this call. Cool. I see a few people typing, so I'll let any thoughts, topics, ideas, questions people want to cover in today's call? Okay. LLM queries in plain language as an output and structured data / graph as an output. Some of the graph's competitors are already actively implementing similar solutions. Okay, that's an observation. Well, is there a question in there, Alex? Yeah, we'd love to get that answered if there is a question, or if it's just an observation as well. Like, would love some more information or context there. I think you might be referring to AirStack. That's a company that does that. There's the name. And that's the website as well. Similar to 𝗨𝘀𝗃, but not them. Can you give some additional context as to yes, 𝗨𝘀𝗃 does use GraphNode indeed. Yeah, a lot of the infrastructure is using they're using the graph subgraphs for infrastructure, as far as I'm aware. Alex, just to kind of probe a little bit into your comment, what could you add some additional? I don't want to shield other projects here. Can DM? Okay. But is there a question there or an observation? I'm still a bit confused as to what the message is. Would love to get it answered or just acknowledge it if there is something there. I see. Yes, indeed, indeed. And it definitely unlocks a whole type of user who is a bit more on the non-technical side to be able to query data. So yeah, definitely agree there. Yeah, feel free to DM. We can go back and forth and discuss what is it there. I see Chris is typing. Awesome. And a few other folks are typing as well. It's almost POAP time, by the way. We're going to the unlock phase is at I believe 6:45 UTC. So 6:45 UTC to 7 p.m. UTC is the window. So as soon as we get to that window, I'll be saying the secret word, and you guys can get your hands on a POAP. POAP soon. TM trademark. There you go. Love that. All right. Semiotic has been working on. Oh yes. This is a good point, Chris. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a very exciting endeavor. In fact, depending on how far along that initiative is, that could be quite interesting to have someone from Semiotic come along and kind of go into a bit more detail about that proposal. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna write a note just to follow up on that. Yes, that is a fantastic place to catch up on all of the updates, indeed. Any other thoughts, ideas, comments? Perhaps coming soon. But yeah, in the meantime, any thoughts, comments, ideas, topics people want to discuss? Again, this is a good place to bring up ideas, thoughts, questions anyone's having. Because pain points too, yes, 100%. We're all ears. That's a bit of a tongue twister. But yeah, we want to hear about challenges people are facing, because we can certainly help either directly or get you guys in touch with the right people to help out. It's super important that everyone is looked after on the call. So yeah, pain points are also welcome to as a topic. I see Kyle is typing, and I think Kyle is new to the call, so welcome. While Kyle is typing, is there anyone else who's been nominated for the technical advisory board? I'm very curious to know if there are some additional nominees. Last week we did a little campaign pitch for all those who were nominated. So if anyone else is nominated, feel free to let people know about your nomination. A bunch more. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go check the thread to see the new folks who have been nominated. Let's see. So Kyle has finished writing. So we are working on setting up a new indexer, and I was wondering if there's a list of past slashing events that we. Ooh, that's a great question. I don't think there is, but that seems to be an interesting resource that could be created. Yeah, as something to help. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of information out there about uh, how not to get slashed, but maybe looking at actual slashing events could be useful. So I ah oh, I stand corrected. Is that Derek? Is that a list of all the places there's been arbitration? Ah, yes. Okay. Damn it. I guess I was wrong. Sorry about that. I didn't know that it existed. That's really useful. And about 16. Interesting. There you go. That's useful. That is a very useful event. That is a very useful forum post. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully that's a useful resource, Kyle, to look at and familiarize yourself with the previous arbitration events. That's a great question, and one for the group. How many indexes run manual reallocations versus automating their reallocations? Anyone in the group want to share there and help a new indexer? Okay, seems like a lot of people are coming through and saying manual. Oh, overwhelming manual, makes sense. Wow, so an overwhelming amount of people saying manual. I think maybe it might be interesting for those who, okay, for small index and manuals, okay. Yeah, whoever's interested, maybe to say a bit about why they do manual or automatic. It seems like Anton is okay. Anton's providing some additional context. When you have 100 plus allocations auto, maybe it might be useful to share with Kyle as to why you think that that's interesting or useful. Or I mean, you could probably come to a conclusion there, but maybe it might be interesting to share more information there, Anton, seeing as you're quite vocal on this. Ah,
Yeah, well, basically, as I wrote, actually, we have created our automation relocation system quite a while ago. Well, that's basically because we always had a ton of allocations. And yeah, but for a small indexer, for example, for booster, or even sometimes we allocate it manually, just basically sort the within the graph scan there is a proportion field, very good one. Basically just sort allocations, well, current subgraphs by proportion, and you get uh, basically the subgraphs that are most worth to be allocated to. Just it's better first to um, off-chain sync those, just in order not to get burned by um, allocating and not syncing in time. So that's a general advice, just to off-chain sync your subgraphs first.
there you go. Thank you very much for sharing some additional context there, Anton. Hopefully that's useful, Kyle. Okay, fantastic. Wow. That's quite a few. I mean, I was already aware of one. I think everyone else is new. That's a pretty killer list. Yeah, everyone there seems to be like, very involved in the ecosystem. So fantastic options there. That's awesome. That is really cool. So yeah, hopefully that's useful. Thank you so much, Anton, for sharing there. Hopefully that's useful, Kyle. Vince mentioned that the agent has been naughty in the past and burnt us on auto. So that's also useful information there. Any challenge with off-chain sync is that they use it. Yeah, interesting. Um, okay, we're over the mark on when the POAPs are open. So we can keep going, but I'll just say the secret word so everyone can go ahead and claim their POAPs. The secret word is happy indexing, all lowercase. Happy indexing. So feel free to go and get your POAP. Enjoy, guys.
One comment there is happy hyphen indexing. It has
There you
a
go.
hyphen in the middle. Yeah.
Indexing like this. Good shout. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. And if folks are having any issues claiming, we do have some mint links, so we can DM you some links if you're having any issues. I figured it'd be a good idea to say it now, so that as we're having a discussion, if anyone's having any issues, they can just let me know now, and we can get you some links so that you can mint those POAPs. Hopefully, there's no issues, but obviously, we're here if there is. So, or of course, you could DM me after the call as well. That's also an option. There's another question from Kyle. Thank you for asking. Do you tend to operate multiple indexes to shard across subgraphs or a single large indexer? There are a few people, as far as I'm aware, who have multiple, as Anton's just mentioned. I think Payne is also another person. Oh, he's not here anymore. Who has multiple indexers. But I think a lot of people also have a single indexer as well. But if anyone wants to chime in, feel free to kind of talk a bit about your setup. Gotcha. Makes sense. That makes sense. Thanks for clarifying there. Hopefully these these answers are useful, Kyle. But I also want to ask you if you're okay to maybe say a few things about this. Very curious to know about your indexer journey. It sounds like you're a newer indexer and you're thinking about setup and all of that stuff. So maybe it might be interesting for you to say a few words about your journeys thus far and how you're going about things, maybe to give people additional context so they can help you out. This is a great opportunity to do that. Everyone in here is really useful, really helpful, and gives useful information and is very experienced. So I think this would be a good opportunity to share. So if you want, feel free. I can see that you're unmuted, but I can't seem to hear anything. Let me just give you the role of speaker just so you have the ability to unmute. Maybe try unmuting now, or yeah. Yes, I've just given, I think unless he's given the presenter role, he'd have to use push to talk, and I've just given him the presenter role. So when he comes back, he should be able to unmute and contribute. Oh, fantastic! That's good to hear, Phil. Welcome to the call, and I'm excited for you to start your journey. And I heard something there.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yes,
Okay,
we can.
great. Sorry, I
Welcome
was
to the
trying to
call.
figure out how to get Discord not to enable push to talk. I'm with Unit 410, and we operate validators and now soon to be an indexer for various clients. And so we have a client position coming up for the graph, and we're getting ready to launch an indexer on the Arbitrum side of things, targeting in November. And so been running through the testnet setup and the documentation there, and it's really great documentation. Thank you so much for putting that together. And so this call is great. Thanks for all the input. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and it's always a pleasure to have new people join the call and start their journey as an indexer. Maybe I don't know, Phil, if you're interested as well, maybe to say a few words. I can give you the presenter role as well, so you're able to unmute there. I've just done that.
Sure. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. So actually, I was I've been building a few hobby projects that are more like front end type projects that I have pretty significant non Web3 back end experience in my career, and I was thinking about building a front end that was sort of a pure front end, didn't rely on any proprietary background or back end of my own sort of Web 2 style, wanted to build something. And I kind of learned about the graph as an option for offering that backend. And then I kind of went down a rabbit hole about how the protocol works and saw the indexers and kind of thought, hey, I might be able to do this. To answer Josh's question about anything that caused me not to make the decision so far, I would say it's just I came to it like in the last week, so I'm still just gathering information. I think right now I don't have any way of, and maybe something's out there. Like I said, I'm new, but I don't have any way of estimating, what the ROI for me would be on my time to do it. I think that would be the main reason not to do it, but I am interested in doing it. and I am also interested in using the graph also for my little hobby project separately outside of being an indexer. So that's my little feel.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And excited for you to go deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of becoming an indexer. This is the best place, I think, to be in the same room virtually with some of the most active indexers in the ecosystem. So congratulations to both of you for being here, and excited for
That's
you.
what's up.
That's what's up indeed. I love that. That was fantastic timing. Yeah, that's really exciting. That's really this call is the fact that you guys are here and are starting your journeys and asking questions and engage has made me very happy to be part of this call. So thank you both for being here. Yeah, I guess any final questions? We're coming up to the final couple of minutes of today's call. So for the new indexers, Kyle and 𝗨𝗂𝗂, or anyone else really, do you have any questions or thoughts on any topic? In fact, I could probably try to compile some resources for getting started on your indexer journey for you, Kyle and 𝗨𝗂𝗂, and I'll DM you both just to kind of give you guys a good start if that's useful. So happy to do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think there's a lot of great stuff out there, but I find myself looking at the date timestamps to see like what is the most current or recent, since things obviously are constantly changing and being updated. So if you could send me the freshest stuff, that would be awesome.
Yes, sir, will do. Yeah, that's a very good observation. The graph has been around for a while, and there's a lot out there, and it's of various different dates, but yeah, we'll definitely do that. And as Derek has said, Payne's Docker repo is a fantastic place to start. I will grab a link now just to share with you both. Let me just grab the link right now. Okay, so I'm going to give you his testnet and mainnet. There you go. That's the testnet, and here is the mainnet. You guys should also check out Launchpad as well, which I will grab a link for. There you go. And there are the links there. Amazing. And Chris is linked to the docs there, so definitely do check out. And also, as Anna mentioned, definitely go check out LOH tomorrow, Launchpad office hours. There you go. Fantastic. Thanks for dropping the link there, Chris. That'll be really useful. Amazing. Yeah, and there's going to be a demo. So, oh yes, and do please provide feedback as well. So you guys are new to the call. So if you do have any sort of feedback on how we can make this better, we do a lot of these kind of open discussions where we kind of solicit feedback, conversation, topics, ideas, things like this. But then we also do a lot of workshops and AMAs and different other format types. So if there's anything that you want to hear or any sort of specific feedback you have for IOH, we'd love to hear that. And thank you, Billy, for sharing that right there. Awesome. The sound effects make this call so much better. Alrighty. We are touching up on the top of the hour. So I want to say a special thank you to each and every one of you who have joined today, especially our new joiners. And I'm excited for you both to start your journey with the graph. And we look forward to having you all again same time next week, where we will have a whole host of new things to discuss. So thank you all for attending, and we look forward to seeing you all again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.